or how to acquire your first 10 subscribers webinar. My name is Sepa Advani. I'm the co-founder and partnership manager at Shopify, and I'm your host today. I'm going to go over our agenda, what we will have, and let's get things started. So after a couple of minutes that I'm going to go over the introduction, we will have two presentations done by Chris Koch from GemPages and Raúl Galera from ReferralCandy. And at the end, we will have a 30-minute session with Christopher George, asking him a couple of questions regarding the topic of the webinar and how to get your subscribers. And before that, let's kind of tell you about Shopify. And as some of you may know, Shopify is an easy-to-use app that enables Shopify merchants to offer products on a recurring basis. We currently have about 2,000 Shopify stores and about 15,000 subscriptions, and we are one of the leading apps in the subscription category. And let me tell you about some of the features that we may have. And one of the things that many merchants kind of adores us in Shopify is how easy it is to kind of set up and manage. Whether you're creating a subscription box or a membership program, you can kind of get up and running in just 5 minutes. And when you're doing that, you can customize everything as you may go. And everything that you create, whether it's a homepage, it's a widget, it's a kind of portal that you're sending your customers, you can customize it any way you want. You can change the color, change the fonts. If you know a little coding, there's an advanced CSS you can use. You can kind of change everything. And if you do not have that skill, you can kind of rely on our 24/7 top-notch engineering and customer support. We are ranked the best among all Shopify subscription apps when it comes to supporting our merchants, whether it's from simple things and simple tasks to very complex ones, changing the overall page, changing the product page, changing how the widget looks. So everything is done in our customer success team. And the other team that we're extremely proud of is our customer success team. As when you join Shopify, every step of the way, our team is with you through demo meetings, strategic insights. You can kind of, they will tell you what products to sell, how to sell them, how to kind of best create a widget that could convert and everything else. And you can kind of jump on the call with them and they will let you know how to kind of keep your business going. And of course, we have lots of other features that we can do in Shopify. For example, we have a cancellation program, we have a dunning management that would help you decrease your churn. But aside from that, as we want to move on to the next presentations, I will going to kind of introduce you to our next presenter. But before that, let me just remind you that we're going to share a 100% discount for 2 months at the end of the webinar. So be kind of be with us till the end. So saying that, I'm just going to introduce our next presenter, who is he has started his tech journey at a young age with a vision to transform the global e-commerce landscape. His platform is now serving over 165,000 merchants, and with endorsements from top-tier brands like Moschino and Mead Johnson Nutrition, it's evident that GemPages is reshaping e-commerce. Please join me in welcoming the founder and CEO of GemPages, Chris Koch. Chris, you can go ahead and share. Thank you. I guess you're muted. Let me kind of change that for you. Just 1 second. Allow stop sharing. Just 1 second. You're still muted. Could you kind of change that on your side, or can you? Let me do that. Just 1 second. Stop video. Chris, could you go and join again? I guess there's something issue with this one. Thank you. I guess I can do that now.
Okay.
Okay.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, you can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So hi everyone. Thank you, Seb and Christopher, for inviting me to the talk today. So let me introduce a little bit about myself. So I'm Chris, and I'm founder of GemPages. It's one of the most popular storefront customization platform on Shopify App Store. In the last few years, we have been supporting 100,000 of Shopify stores to build and customize the storefront to sell better. So in the talk today, we only have the 10 minutes to give the overview information about how we can use the page builder to increase the subscription. I think that Shopify did the hard work for you in terms of the subscription business. So I will try to demonstrate how the page builder can also contribute and enhance the business. So in the last few years, we have been supporting 100,000 Shopify store, and in the today we have around like 40,000 active subscribers. And the interesting fact is that 12% of the GemPages customer is running the subscription business model. That means that there are a lot of business like you are using page builder solution like GemPages to design and customize their storefront. So the question is that why we create the custom landing page for subscription product. So I think that as a Shopify store owner, we are selling to the potential customer, and they are living in the very busy world with the overwhelmed information that makes the customer very easily to be distracted. And selling subscription even more challenging than selling the traditional one-time purchase product when it requires a lot of consideration before they try to commit and stick with the business and become the loyal subscriber. So I think that the solution here is that we should create the custom landing page that can actually effectively deliver the key message to the customer and tell them why they need to buy and subscribe for the product. But the question is that why GemPages? So when we come to use the Shopify theme, actually honestly, we need to say that there's still a limitation in terms of the Shopify theme, and it still provide very basic option to customize the page. But the demands in more than that, you want to build the customized landing page that can actually demonstrate more about the product. And the second thing is that most of you are very busy, and as a business owner, you have to wear a lot of hats to run the business. You have to do advertising, you have to building the product, and also to customize the storefront. But many of you may not familiar with the technical term, so you may face a problem with the technical issue. So GemPages can actually solve this problem by offering the low-cost page builder can address exactly the issue and the problem. And the last one I want to say is that today is 70% of the sales may come from the mobile. So the customization for the mobile experience is also very essential. And we can using the GemPages page builder to optimize that too. So actually how GemPages works, basically it is very simple. It is like the drag and drop intuitive builder without coding required. And secondly, that with the latest update from GemPages team, right now you can using the AI feature to automatically convert the design into the page without drag and drop effort. So I will try to demonstrate to you more about this amazing feature in my end of the talk to you later. And GemPages is also strongly integrated with the Shopify subscription app like Shopify, so you can easily to putting the subscription widget into the product page and customize it further. So after a lot of research from our team, we can see that we want to demonstrate how and what a good subscription landing page look like. So I can summarize that there are kind of different approach to demonstrate and to show the product. Here is the two of the most popular way we can use. The one way is that we can use a USP focused way to focus on showing the unique value position of the product in the first kind of landing page style. And the second thing is that you can use a pain point oriented to talk about the product problem and the issue before actually convincing the potential customer into the subscriber. So let me demonstrate about you how you can actually to design a quick landing page to sell the subscription product with ease. Let's say we have the different kind of the design for the subscription landing page here. And now you can simply to upload the design from the image file into the GemPages, and then the AI thing will do the hard work for you. It will automatically read the design and convert it into the landing page. So we wait for a second. Okay, so now the system can like recognize the design for you. For example, like I don't like some kind of this section, I can untick that and then click generate. So waiting for the minutes until the page design is generated with the page builder from the design. Maybe the AI thing is doing the hard work for you, but you still have to adjust it a little bit to build the landing page for you. Okay, so we have the kind of the skeleton content. So now even like you can add the Shopify widget into the product page, or for example, like you can drag and drop the countdown timer into the product page to actually build the thing for you. Yeah, so I think that using the page builder can actually leverage and speed up the succeed and actually can enhance the selling experience and convert more subscriber. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for listening to my talk today. So if you have any question or feedback, feel free let me know after the webinar. I'm happy to answer and to get back to you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. I especially like the AI part because I kind of played along with it a couple of days ago, and I was just moving. I like some pages that's on kind of website. I just copy and pasted, and it was all available. It's really great to work with. As we are waiting for Raúl to join as well, I will ask one question that one of our audience had, is that does GemPages work in A/B testing as well? Can you A/B test various pages or various models using GemPages and trying to selling scenarios? Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the question. So actually right now with the version 6 of the GemPages, we can actually offer the A/B testing feature. So feel free to give GemPages a try and ask our support team if you have any question.
Yes, thank you. I guess Raúl hasn't joined yet. We can wait a couple of minutes for him to join. Okay, he says that he's opening Zoom and come. And thank you, Chris, again for presentation. And yeah, I just going from the world of page builders, we are now going to talk about how referral marketing going to help you. And our next speaker is an authority in leveraging word of mouth to drive business growth with a deep history in the e-commerce tech space and currently leading partnerships as ReferralCandy. I did the introduction. I guess we'll have to wait 1 or 2 minutes before he joins. And when he joins, Raúl will tell us how ReferralCandy can kind of help you. So yeah, we'll just wait a minute or two and see when he comes. By the way, Chris, I guess you have access to Q&A, and you can kind of answer the questions live. I guess the question there is for you. If you want, you can do that.
Okay, I will try to type.
Okay. Raúl is here as well. Hello, Raúl. I guess you're still joining the audio. Tell me when you're hearing us.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Oh, cool. Perfect.
Awesome. Awesome. I guess the time zone doesn't work on your side too much. Yes.
No,
I guess we are joining from all around the world. But you're definitely on time. So I just did the introduction on you when you were not here. I hope it's fine. You can just go ahead and share and do your presentation.
Cool. Sounds good. Let me just share my screen real quick. Okay. And please let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, perfect. So once again, thank you to the Subify team for inviting me to this webinar. For those of you who don't know me, well, I guess I missed the introduction, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Raúl. I'm the partnerships lead here at ReferralCandy, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can acquire your first 10 subscribers and how referral marketing can actually help with that. I just brought a couple. I figured that there will be some sort of introduction before, so I just brought a couple of fun facts about both ReferralCandy and myself. When ReferralCandy was launched in 2010 in the Shopify App Store, there were less than 50 apps in the App Store. I honestly lost the count now. We're well over like 3,000-4,000 now at this point. So it's been a while. And another fun fact about myself is that when I first came across ReferralCandy back in 2016, instead of filling out an application to work at ReferralCandy, I just found the CEO and sent them a cold email. And I'm here today, so I guess it must have worked. So okay, introductions aside, I just have a public service announcement for subscription brands that I feel like a lot of them might not be aware of this. And it's the fact that they have the most loyal customers that any e-commerce store, any vertical has. So I don't know if you guys realize how lucky you are to have the type of customers that you have and how loyal they are. Just, judging by their consumer behavior, the fact that they are just saying every month, look, just take my money, charge my credit card, just, deliver the package to my door. I love your product. I just want to get it every month or every couple of weeks or whatever the cadence is. It's something that it makes customers from subscription brands particularly different from pretty much any other e-commerce vertical and extremely loyal. So they're like the perfect type of customer to run a referral program with and acquire new customers through referral marketing. And I just want to kind of explain 3 main reasons why I think you have the most loyal customers. The first one is because your product is part of their lives. So there's several things that are happening in their lives every couple of weeks, every month that are for sure. There's a lot of uncertainty always, but there's a few things that they know for sure, and one of them is that they're gonna get your package. They're gonna get the package with the product that they've ordered, and they get every couple of weeks or every month or every couple of months. But they know that cadence is there. Also, it's not just your product; it's your brand. The reason why they're sticking with you, I mean, sure, you have a really good product, and that's one of the reasons why they're sticking with you. But at the same time, you have a lot of competitors in the space, so that there's a lot of different options that they could go with. And the fact that they're sticking with your product, it's also because you have a brand that resonates with them. It could be the brand voice that you're using, maybe the story behind your brand. It could be the kind of like maybe even your political type of ideas, and that you share through your brand and through your content. So there's a lot of different reasons, and obviously better than anybody what's the brand voice that you're sharing with your customers. But that's one of the reasons why you have such loyal customers. And the third reason why you have the most loyal customers, but also they're perfect for a referral program, is because they're already talking about you. Your product is part of their lives, and they're definitely talking to their friends and family about your product, because it's something that they're receiving and they're enjoying, and they're probably showcasing it to their friends and family. So that makes them perfect for a referral program. What happens here is that if you have customers that are talking about you to their friends and family, but you don't have a referral program in place or any sort of referral structure, there's, first of all, it's going to be hard for you to track how many customers are coming from referrals. And then the second one is that there's little that you can do to incentivize those customers to keep referring. So we're going to go through 3 steps on how to launch a referral program from scratch that's going to help you acquire those first 10 subscribers on your subscription store. So the first one is to set up a reward structure that maximizes conversions and obviously revenue. So we're going to go step by step. We're going to focus on obviously in a referral program, we have the advocate, which is the existing customer that's going to refer you to their friends and family. And then we also have the friend, who is the new customer, the person who hasn't turned into a subscriber yet, and we're going to get them to convert into a customer. So we're going to focus on the friend reward. We're going to offer them a coupon code because we obviously want to make sure that we increase the chances of that conversion. So by giving them a coupon code, and not just any coupon code, keep in mind that this is an offer that they're going to receive from a friend. So it's got to be special. It can be an offer that they can already find on your site by subscribing to a newsletter, or maybe by, maybe because you have some sort of like weekend sale. It has to be bigger, a better offer than what any other visitor can find on your store, because it's got to feel special to the new customer. In terms of the discount, that's kind of comes with the same, right? Like we're gonna offer a coupon, but we're gonna offer something that's high enough for it to be attractive, and then we're gonna focus on the minimum order. So that really depends on the margins that you're running on your store. But if you have kind of like different packages or different products that you want your customers to subscribe to, maybe play with a minimum order in a way that it makes sense for a new subscriber to upgrade to a bigger one, or kind of like a bigger box or a better box right away from the first subscription by increasing the minimum order value. Yeah. And one more thing that I would say about the discounts, keep in mind that at the end of the day, referral programs, the customer acquisition that comes with referral programs is pay on performance. So the customers are only going to use this discount if they actually buy your product. So this is what makes it a lot different from any other type of customer acquisition, such as ads, which is what probably most of you guys are currently using. So make sure that you give an offer that it's generous enough. I mean, we all have margins, obviously, there's probably so much room that you can play with, but try to be generous on this first offer, because you're acquiring a subscriber, somebody that's gonna stick around for a long time. And look at how much you're paying to acquire a new customer on Facebook or Google, and then kind of figure it out if you can kind of match that offer on the first subscription. And then the last thing that I would say is that obviously make sure that if you're looking to acquire subscribers only, make sure that they can only use the coupon code on a subscription product and not just on a one-off product, if that's something you offer. Step number 2 is to make sure that you invite your existing customers and your marketing list to your referral program. This is crucial. Make sure that you're sending some sort of email to your customer base, letting them know, first of all, what they can get out of the referral program. So if they're going to get, in this case, for example, a 20% discount for referring a friend, but also what the friend's getting. Make sure that it's clear. You can either do this, well, if you're using ReferralCandy or any referral tool, you can use that inside, but also, for example, if you're using Klaviyo and you're connecting Klaviyo with ReferralCandy, you can create this flow inside of Klaviyo. But again, make sure that everybody understands what's in it for the friend. And the reason why I'm saying this is because in a lot of the cases, referrals are happening not just because somebody wants to get something for themselves. Referrals are not just happening because me as an existing customer, I want to get a 20% discount on my next order by referring a friend, but because I love this product and I know my friends are going to love it too. So I might as well give a discount to my friend. So sometimes the kind of like the act of sharing, it's more important than what I can get myself, like kind of like the selfish motivation of getting a reward. And this is why I think that you should not only invite your customers, but also your marketing list to your referral program, because obviously not everybody in your email marketing list will eventually become a client, but they might know somebody that could become a client. And so just the opportunity of sharing something that could be interesting for one of their friends or a family member, it's going to be enough for them to refer you. And that's one way of acquiring a subscriber that otherwise it might have been more difficult to acquire. And step number 3 is to give your customers more reasons to refer you by creating a bond with them. And this kind of goes back to what I said at the beginning of the presentation of your brand voice. Like the reason why your customers are sticking around with you is because, again, you have a good product, but also there's got to be something about your brand that resonates with your customers. You're not just a product. If you were just a product, they would go and look for an alternative on Amazon, where branding, it's not that important. But the reason that they are on your store and they're working with your brands, because they have a bond with you. So make that bond kind of like more explicit. And I'm bringing an example from one of our customers who's been around for a long time. And on the referral program page, so the page where they explain how the referral program works and how you can sign up, they have this note from the team. And I particularly like the second paragraph, which I'm going to read out loud. It says, "A referral program helps us spread the word, and it gives you a reward as a thank you for supporting us. If each one of our customers referred just one person, it will make a major impact on our small studio." So they're even kind of like being vulnerable and say like, hey, look, we're just a small company, like, any help, it's appreciated. And then it says, instead of spending money on advertising, we'd rather give the money to you. And it just makes so much sense. It explains exactly what the philosophy of a referral program should be. And so, yeah, this kind of bond, this kind of messaging, if you're launching a referral program, do not hesitate to tell your subscribers why you're launching it. And that's it. So I hope that these 3 steps kind of help you guys figure out how your referral program will look like. And if you have any questions, I don't know if you're having a Q&A now, or otherwise there's my email address. I'm happy to take any emails and continue the conversation there. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Raúl. And I especially love the part about not being selfish and being generous with your offers to friends. And we will have a questions. I have a list of questions that I wanted to ask. That's from before, but as we are a little behind the schedule, at the end of the webinar, if we have time, we'll definitely get back and ask a couple of questions from you and Crisco as well. But now let's get to the last section of the webinar. Let me sure, Christopher, are you? Yes, you are available. I saw you. Okay. And just let me do a small intro, but I think like everyone would know, but as we transition into the final segments, we're privileged to be joined by a serial entrepreneur and an inspiration to many. He has successfully launched and managed 7 businesses so far, selling 2 in the process, including Gentleman's Box. He's dedicated to sharing the lessons he learned in his career to empower and inspire others. And we welcome you, Christopher, and to our webinar. And yeah, I hope that we have a great session.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome. So I have the questions ready, and I will ask the first one. Just we can go over that and see how the process would go. And the first thing is just the overall thing about the webinar itself. So when someone wants to acquire their first 10 subscribers, is there a kind of general thing that you would kind of tell them to do? And we will get to specifics later. If we can start with that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting when I was thinking about this webinar coming into it and thinking about this number 10, right? And you know, probably a lot of people, their first 10 subscribers are like family and friends, you know, and so like let's take out the family and friends for a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first 10 subscribers that you don't know. And you know, there's so many factors in regards to what the product offering is, etc. But I think in a lot of cases, it's, you know, what's the preparation? And I think that becomes even more important. There isn't a magic playbook of like, do this and you'll get 10 subscribers. And I probably will go longer on this answer than, you know, we might be able to get to all the questions, but I think it's very important as I think about it more. Because I'm assuming, you know, if you're looking for your first 10 subscribers, you're trying to build a brand, you're trying to build a business for success. You know, getting to 10 doesn't really mean anything. Getting to 100 doesn't mean anything. Getting to 500 might start to mean something. Getting to 1,000 starts to mean something. And at Gentleman's Box, it's what we did. You know, it wasn't until we got to the first 500 we were like, wait a minute, like we have something really, really special here. And then that led to tens of thousands of subscribers. And I think what becomes important is like, what does the preparation look like? Site's built. You've got some social built out. You've built some content around it. Now, how do we get people onto some sort of mailing list before we launch? One thing to think about is how do you build some exclusivity? So you might have this product offering and you might say that there's only 20 available. And when the 20 sell out, they're sold out this month. Right? Maybe there's 50, whatever the case may be. You could put a much bigger number. But there's something to be said around exclusivity and being a part of something where if it sells out, it's going to sell out, and that scarcity will make subscribers want to go to sign up. I think I'd overvalue items early on, so I'd be less worried about making profit on these first 10 or 20 or 30 and over deliver on the experience, and understand that your margin is going to start to come in when you get to 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 subscribers. Again, this is all depending on what the product offering is, but it's so important to over deliver on that. If you want subscribers to stay on, you've got to give them a really good product. And if that means your margin's 10% initially, like fine, let it be small. Because as you grow and you scale, your margins will get better. If you're selling a subscription box, right, the items that you put in there are going to get cheaper because you're buying more of them. Shipping gets cheaper. Packaging gets cheaper. If it's a subscribe and save item, same thing. You get to order more. If it's a digital product, things change there, right? Digital products wouldn't really apply here. But what you could do with digital products is, and by the way, are we talking mostly on physical, like subscription boxes and physical items versus digital, or is it all of it?
Yeah, it could be all, but most of our merchants are doing boxes and membership, and mostly boxes. So around boxes would be kind of covering a lot of,
yeah. So you'll know that your margins are going to come as you scale. Over deliver on the product offering and build some scarcity. You're only eliminating the first month to 50 subscribers. You know, and that'll help drive. You know, I heard some of the things that were being said prior to the discounts and the referral programs. You know, those are the basic things, but I think build some scarcity, build some demand, and encourage those subscribers that do sign up to post and promote the product offering. So if you sign up, you get my subscription box. There's a little insert in the box that says, post this on social, tag us, and we'll send you a free gift. Now you're getting some free awareness, right? You know, in some cases you get 10 views, some cases you get hundreds of views, right? Make the gift really special and say, like, make a Instagram or TikTok reel and post it and tag us. Now there's a potential for thousands and tens of thousands of views, right? Using the right audio, make it trending. You'll get your customers to promote the product for you. That's one of the things I would do.
Exactly. And part in the exclusivity part, I remember one of our merchants, I guess the name was Dark and Disturbed. They said that we have only 250 products to sell. As far as I remember, they sold even more than that because I guess there was a lot of kind of coming in, orders coming in. But yeah, exclusivity was kind of worked well for them. And they had the fastest growth in our merchant side. So I would say the part you mentioned about discounts being basic, I remember in your Instagram once you shared that don't do discount, do the free gift, like $30 gift. But as we see, we do ourselves promote doing discounts through our software. So maybe do a 10-20% discount. It would be a good incentive. I don't see many still doing some things around it. Is discount a good place to start, or just free gifts should be the starting point?
I'm against discounting, right? So it works for some people, but I think that you get a lower quality customer, you get a coupon buyer, you get someone that's less likely to stay on. Now, again, there's a lot of factors. What's the product offering? Is it a consumable product that's depleting every month? It's a lot easier to give that discount on that. You need them to try it. Now, if it's a sub box where I can see everything that's going to come into it, I know it's getting, this mug and this candle and whatever this may be. Well, you're already providing them value. I'd rather give them a gift than give them a discount. The gift could have more value. It actually could be cost you less, right? Like, you could have a $30 candle that costs you $3 versus a 20% discount on a $40 monthly. Well, that's $10 or $8, right? Like there's more loss there. And now you're getting the customer in the habit of spending what they're normally going to spend every single month. A lot of brands do 50% off your first box. Well, I will promise you, those subscribers have a much shorter lifetime when they get 50% off the first box. All of your churn is coming in month 1 and month 2. Avoid that. Like Apple doesn't discount. You ever gone on Apple and got a discount on an iPhone or an iWatch? You ever go to Lego and get a discount on Legos? No, they're rare. It's far and few between. Right? These are biggest brands that said, like, I don't even think Apple has a coupon code spot. Right?
That's true.
So I live by that. In some cases, it works to have some coupons. I prefer the other route. I prefer building a really good brand and getting higher quality customers in.
Awesome. And when you said when you get to 500 subscribers, you kind of get a momentum after that, maybe. But before doing that, there should be some trust, like in a very, very early days. Of course, when you sell something, they would, as you mentioned, put something on the box, share it on TikTok, and more awareness, maybe some product reviews. But when you're just starting out and no one kind of knows your brand, no one knows you, what then? The early days, just after your family, just 5 customers.
Every single one of them get an email, personalized email, thanking them for being a customer, letting them know to reach out to you if you have any issues, asking them what they think about the subscription, getting their feedback, genuinely asking as the founder, hey, I'm the founder. I'm so grateful that you subscribe to my product. Like, what do you think about it? Tell me. And if there's any issue, you solve it. Any issue at all. And also what becomes really important is how fast are you at communicating with customer service. It should not matter if it's 10 o'clock at night on a Friday. You reply to that customer that same night. We did the same thing at Gentleman's Box. I was replying to emails early on at Sunday night at 10 p.m. to let those customers know that they're our number one priority.
That's good. And have you seen like pitfalls that's kind of some subscription-based merchants go into in the early days, things they shouldn't do instead of doing the things that we've talked so far?
Yeah, one initially is like trying to focus on making money so quickly. Focus on the product. Like you make the product less, you bring down the quality because you're trying to cut corners and save money. And then you don't offer the customer a high quality product. And so then you get them more likely to churn. What are some other pitfalls is like being so worried about like what one customer might say, or a customer claims they didn't get it, but it shows it's delivered, and you're arguing with the customer. Like, you can't argue with them. Send them a replacement right away. This is how it works. This is the deal. Pay attention to see if the customer continues to do it, but you can't get caught up on those little things. And so I see a lot of a lot of individuals really get caught up on that, and they stress out, or they're so focused on making $1 right in the beginning. It's like, you can't. Build a really good product.
Awesome. And about the first one, making money so quickly. So this is one issue that comes to my mind, is different personas that you might go after. So you can kind of create some products. Someone tends to pay more, but wants more. And maybe your margin would be higher, but you should be dedicated on those kind of customers. They would take much longer to prepare, because at the beginning you mentioned that you can have your profit as little as possible, but scale. So my question is that at the beginning, how do you kind of figure out who your persona is? Who's paying you more, or who's along with you for a longer time? Or
yeah, you won't know in the beginning. You have to first build the product offering. That's going to tell you who's likely to be the customer, right? And then you start to promote it to, like, you're catering this product to a specific individual. You should have known this already, right? So, like, even if we take a step back, understand, everybody that's watching this webinar, if you're going to start a new subscription, a subscription box, a product, whatever it might be, the most important thing is going to be the go-to-market strategy. It does not matter. Nothing else matters. Like, the idea can be genius, but if you don't have a really robust strategy to taking it to market, that is a setup for failure. Where's your customer's attention, right? If you're going to promote on social media, which platform is their attention on? Is it on TikTok? Is it on Instagram? Is it on YouTube, right? All of those are used very, very differently. And so understanding that is very important. And understanding who your target customer is, you should kind of have an idea. There's enough research and data out there to tell you, like, who's my target customer? And then that's who I'm going to target. And then from there, I'm going to start to gather my own data around which ones are staying on longer, and then I start to build an ideal customer profile, and then I target more of those customers.
Awesome. And what about the pricing at the beginning? So maybe some merchants have issues on putting, maybe selling for so little or so high, they don't know what to do with that. What is your kind of recommendation in the early days?
I mean, I lived this. We made a mistake very early on when we started Gentleman's Box. One thing for sure is you don't pick a price just to pick a price. First, you build the product out. You identify what your true cost of goods are. You identify what your cost of goods will be as you scale. So, for example, I know what my cost of goods are when I order 100 units. I also know what my cost of goods are at 500 units and 1,000 units and 5,000 units. I then put in my margin, and that identifies what my price is going to be. When we started the Gentleman's Box, we priced our box at $25 a month. We picked the number because it sounded good, and it was $3 less than somebody that had a similar product to us. 3 years later, based on some research and data that I looked at, we increased our price to $29 a month, because we had found out whether we price at 25, 27, or 29, it'd have the same effect on the consumer. What we learned was we saw no decrease in customer acquisition, and we saw a little bit of drop off in cancellation, but acquisition was the exact same. So for 3 years, tens of thousands of subscribers, I could have charged $4 more a month. I mean, millions of dollars we cost ourselves because we just picked some arbitrary number versus like putting the research into. I didn't know. Now I know. Right.
And how did that happen from 25 to 29? Because I hear that many people do not act well toward price change or price increase. What did you guys do to kind of keep
well, one, all new customers, that was easy switch. All new customers were at 29. Current customers, we let them know, like, in the next 60 days, price is going to go up. We're doing this because we want to put better quality items in there. Some canceled, most stayed on.
So as long as you're transparent, they were
Absolutely.
there. They have no issue.
Yeah.
And if, as you mentioned, for after 3 years, maybe Gentleman's Box were still there, you were still selling. And I don't know how many years is a kind of good period for a box, maybe 5, 10. But if someone wants to stay for a long haul, they have just started out, but they want to do this for 5 years. They want to stay relevant. What do you recommend them to do to do that?
You mean the business owner to keep around?
Yes.
Or the customer?
No, the business owner wants to have for example, if you kind of start the Gentleman's Box at the early days, you want to have this business for 10 years. So throughout the time, what should you do to stay relevant to your customers, to your subscribers?
It's continuously surveying them and getting feedback around the product offering. One thing you have to keep in mind is your customers will tell you what they want. We might think we know, but they will tell us. So use them to tell us. Another really, really good example. We were a monthly subscription. We then pivoted to a quarterly premium subscription. We always wanted to do it, but there was like an internal argument within the office. I wanted to switch it to quarterly. Everybody else didn't think it was a good idea. I wanted it to be $100 a quarter. Everybody else said, no, keep the monthly. $100 is too much. Well, we surveyed the customers. We also asked them why they were canceling. We found out they were canceling for one of 3 reasons. Either they didn't like it, was one reason, they couldn't afford it, or they had too many products, so they had product fatigue. When we built the quarterly subscription, we eliminated 2 of the 3 reasons why they were canceling.
Mm-hmm.
They no longer were canceling because of product fatigue. They're only getting 4 boxes a month instead of 12. Okay. And then unknown, but we learned they were also no longer canceling because they couldn't afford it. Now you might sit back and think, well, why is that? $100 every 3 months is more money than $29 a month, right? However, we were getting a higher quality customer, somebody that was willing to spend $100 on checkout. They had more discretionary income. And we weren't discounting it. So the only reason they would cancel is they didn't like it. So we eliminated 66% of the reasons why people canceled.
Also,
Changed the whole business model for us.
Yeah, knowing that they didn't like you, so that's a good thing to fix. So it's easy to kind of fix that.
And what a better business. You're going to make 4 boxes a year instead of 12. Like it's 3 months to sell out. I could give you 1,000 reasons why it was better.
Yeah. And I have a couple of more questions. Of course, we can go over the first one as well, but some of the questions that I wrote kind of talked to throughout the meeting. But the thing is that some of the merchants who want to start out, they want to prioritize some stuff. They want to focus on different aspects of their business. So, for example, there is a lot of talk about acquisition versus retention. So as we say, 2023 is the year of retention. So everyone is going to be aware that they should keep their customers. But for someone who's starting out in 2023, what should be their priority in their, I guess, from your talk, I guess it's product, but I wanted to make sure.
For sure. Product, customer experience, right? Customer is number one. You put the customer first. Provide them an experience they can't get anywhere else. Provide them value, provide them convenience. All of that becomes so important. If they don't like the product, they're not going to buy it. Right? Product has to be good. The customer experience has to be exceptional. Customer service has to be exceptional. That's going to inadvertently help the retention, right? Because you're giving them provided value. Really good product, target the right customers.
But there's the thing that I fear for many of our merchants, that there's a lot of competition out there for the same ideas, even for the same boxes. Some people think that, okay, this is a unique idea that I'm starting out. Three the same would come out eventually. This would kind of, I guess, would make them harder to kind of scale for that. Is there anything else they should kind of do to combat this competition with other subscriptions?
Whether there's competition now or not, there's always going to be. So how do you differentiate yourself from everybody else? Is the immaculate customer experience and customer service. I mean, look at what Chewy.com did. There was nothing special about Chewy initially. They're selling pet food online. So does Amazon. So does Petco. So does Walmart. Chewy provided exceptional customer service and customer experience. They ended up selling for $8 billion or some wild number, right? You look at like what's another good example? Okay, so there's Farmer's Dog, there's also Pet Plate, right? They're all fresh pet food delivered, but they're focusing on the customer. They're trying to find out different ways to differentiate themselves. If you're talking about a basic product, it makes it a little harder. But you should be starting some sort of subscription that's got some sort of uniqueness, that has some sort of identifier that's targeting a specific demographic. One thing to keep in mind is you don't need 1 million subscribers to have a successful business. You could have a very successful one at 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, right? The experience has to be exceptional. You do that, customers will stay loyal.
Awesome. And I guess there are some questions here as well. Let me ask you a couple of those as well. One is it necessary to build a community before launching our subscription program?
I mean, I don't know if it's necessary. I think it's helpful, but build the community and keep the community and sustain the community. Why are you doing it becomes important. Are you catering to that community? Are you just doing it to do it? Or are you doing it because you want to learn from them? Right? So, community-based businesses do very, very well. So if you can do that, absolutely.
Awesome. One is that how often should I communicate with my subscribers to keep them engaged without overwhelming them?
Yeah, at least once a month.
At least once a month.
But remember, there's multiple ways to communicate with them. Through social media, through a Facebook group, through email, through text. Don't overdo it. Make sure you're giving them something of value every time you communicate with them.
This kind of brings a question to my mind as well. From what I saw from our own merchants, some of them that are successful, the owner himself is kind of playing a key role in advocating the product. So there's the product and there's the owner. Many knows the owner, don't know the product. And as I saw that this kind of works in some of our merchants, I don't know whether many should kind of brand themselves as well. Do you think it's a good way to go?
Again, it's depending on the product offering, but absolutely, right? Like a lot of people like to connect with the founder. And if the founder is an expert in a certain space and likes to talk about why they have this product and why they started the business, I mean, that can really touch home with a lot of people. People can get behind founders, and if they believe in your brand because they know the owner, there's something special there. You can do that, do it.
Awesome. And I guess that was all the questions that we had. And we had 5 minutes till the end. Of course, Christopher, if you want to add anything that you want, please do. We will definitely appreciate it. Or else I can ask some questions that some of our merchants had from Raúl. Or we can do that.
Shoot me a question. Let's see any other questions in there.
Let me see. I guess someone is talking about the newsletter. How valuable is that? It's all modes of communication that the kind of owner can have with his merchants. So they want to know exactly, because there's a lot. So this is social media. They can be in all of them. They can be in a newsletter. They can do videos of themselves. I guess it's kind of tiring for the owner as well, because they have a good product to build too. Must they do that? I don't know. You can't say.
I mean, look, if you're going to send a newsletter out, you got to put value. Okay, so here's an example. I've got a workout subscription box. We send you workout clothes or protein or something. I'm giving you. If I'm sending out a newsletter, here's 10 tips of exercises you can do at the office. Give them something of value, right? Here's 5 exercises you can do with a chair. 5 ways to keep you from falling asleep after lunch, right? Like these are all in the health space. Like give them something of value. Don't send them a newsletter trying to sell them something. Send them a newsletter that gives them values. They connect with the brand. You stay relevant. They're reading that they're excited to open the newsletter. Not like, oh, what are they going to sell me today? That makes sense?
Yes, that does make sense. And one thing is that one of our successful merchants have an marketing agency on his side as well. So they build the program together, because many of the things that he wanted to do was not possible without them. The one thing is that many of our merchants who are starting out, they're solo entrepreneurs. They're doing that with their wife or husband. So they're doing that with a couple of friends. Is that still possible to kind of create a business with just one or two?
Of course.
Even incentivize people? Yeah.
Absolutely. And anything's possible, right? Just how hard you're going to work. How bad do you want it, right? Marketing agencies are very helpful, but they're not cheap.
Yes.
Right. So you got to, if you can't afford it, it has never been easier to learn how to do something. You want to learn how to run Facebook ads? Google it. There's YouTube videos all over the place. There's Udemy. You want to learn about Google SEO? Go online and learn about Google SEO. You couldn't do that 20 years ago, 25 years ago. With all these AI tools, they can get you to 70% of the first draft on all your content. You want to learn how to run email copy? Like literally use ChatGPT and say, I need an email copy for this. It'll write 80% of it for you. You just got to go in there and tweak it. Right.
Yes.
So there's no excuse to not being able to do it yourself. It's whether or not you want to learn.
Awesome. That's true.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it for today. And thank you so much, Christopher. And it was a pleasure to meet you. And Raúl and Chris, thank you for your presentations. And thank you all for all the audience that has been with us. And I guess my team will share the discount code. Although I talked with Christopher not sharing that, I've been talking about that. I'm not sure that we should do that, but they will share a discount code for 2 months for free on our software. And we will kind of post everything about the webinar and the video online as well. And thank you so much, everyone, for being with us, and have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.